But let's move on. Let's try and understand the business of Poly Medicure. We have with us Himanshu Baid, the MD at Poly Medicure, joining in on the show right now. Himanshu, hi, morning. Good to have you on the show. You know, we've been mapping the historical trend that you've been growing at, and that's clearly 20% for FY25 as well. Your growth guidance is of around similar levels. What are the reasonable chances for the business to outpace the current expectation, and where do you think the drivers will come in from?
Good morning. Thank you very much. So I think when you see the capex now happening at the government level in hospital sector, medical colleges, and also capex at the private sector in India, the healthcare sector, I think there's a lot of positive trend, and there's very aggressive growth in hospitals across tier two, tier three, and tier four cities. So I think we have to match up to that demand, and for us, it's very important that we continue our aggressive capex growth, which will lead to adding more products. We have also launched a few new segments, and I think that is the trend we are seeing. And hopefully, these segments will pick up quite fast, and we'll see a better outcome in coming years.
Sure. The other thing I wanted to understand was also, your exports, which contribute to about two-thirds of your revenue, and a major contributor is the geography of Europe. Are you
Yeah.
facing any impact because of the Red Sea issue?
Well, I would say there's no impact. There is an impact where we have seen higher freight costs. Of course, we are in a business which is very demand oriented, and it's something about for a necessity, because these are medical devices used in hospitals. So we continue to see an uptrend in order book, but yes, there is some pain regarding the freight costs with the customers.
But given that your exports growth outperformed your domestic growth in Q3 as well, will that trend continue irrespective of the aberration of the Red Sea crisis?
I think we are seeing that already. I think if you look at, let's say, FY25, I think we have a very strong order book. We have a very strong commitment from our customers. So, Red Sea crisis has been around for now 3 months. So we haven't seen any change in the trends so far.
Morning. Let's understand what the traction has been like in your recently launched new critical care division in the domestic market. How meaningfully do you believe this segment can contribute to your overall revenue pie?
See, when we look at cardiology, I think it's a very big emerging segment. I think India is fairly dependent on imports for all critical products, except a few which are made in India today. So I think there's a big opportunity for Indian companies, to grab market share in this segment, and that's what we have targeted. I think we started working on this of 2 or 3 years ago on cardiology business, and we had made a lot of new developments in this field, and hopefully, all these products will be launched in the next 3 to 6 months. Already some have been launched. Critical care, again, we have seen during COVID crisis, a lot of these products were in short supply, being imported into the country. So a lot of these products come from import substitution. And as the market and as we stabilize the products and as we move up the value chain, I think then there's enough opportunity to take these products to global markets.
Fair enough. And you've also been adding capacities. 3 out of the 4 new manufacturing facilities have been operationalized. So what's the incremental revenue you see here?
See, I think we've already given a guidance for FY25, which is going to be 20% plus. And I think we are very hopeful that we'll be able to meet the expectation. Even for FY24, our guidance was 20% plus. And during the mid-year, we have revised to around 20 to 24% band. So we are seeing that traction. And I think our renal business also now started looking more positive. Last couple of years, we had some issues with it, with cheap imports coming from China. But I think with government regulating the whole industry, I think that big change has happened from October, and now we see demand coming back, and the demand for make in India products, quality products is coming back. So I think we're very bullish about this business, and especially these 2 new businesses which we have started. So all these 3 together will contribute to the growth in coming years. And because every business will take time to scale up, and we need to hire more people, bring in clinical teams. So this is a long journey, but I think we have to start somewhere, and I think the start is already there.
Okay, great to have you then on the show. Thank you so much for taking the time out and speaking with us today.
Thank you.